It's Mr. B and welcome to Mr. B's Interactive Theater. In this time, we can't meet each other face to face, but guess what we're gonna do? I'm gonna read a story and then I'm gonna ask some questions and then I'm gonna have a project that you can do at home. This isn't just for the children, but for the teachers and the parents as well. So put on your seatbelts, get ready for an awesome ride. This is the first edition of Mr. B's Interactive Theater. The name of our book today is A Book of Friends. Raise your hands if you have friends. I have a friend. I have a couple actually. The author of our book is Dave Ross and is illustrated by Laura Rader and is presented by, acted out by, produced by, directed by Mr. B. So let's get ready and read A Book of Friends. Friends come in all different sizes and shapes and colors. My friends, I want you to look at this picture. We see all different types of friends. We see tall friends, small friends, purple friends, brown friends. What colors do you see in this picture? And what sizes do you see as well? You can have big friends, all my big friends. You can have small friends, but it's not the size of your friends that counts, it's the size of your heart. Ain't that the truth? We have old friends. In this picture, we have pigs that were friends since birth and all the way until they get old. Mr. B has some of his best friends that he's known for over 20 years. That's a long time. And we have new friends. Isn't it awesome to meet new friends? I'm sure in your classroom you have met a new friend and you've become close with them. It's fun finding out about new friends. Have you asked your friends what they like? Maybe their favorite color? Maybe their favorite sport? Those are questions you can ask your new friends. Baby friends? Maybe you have a baby brother at home or a baby cousin or maybe a younger friend. Guess what? Mr. B's going to be having a baby friend very soon. And grown-up friends. Maybe your uncle or your aunt is your friend. Maybe your coach, right? These are all friends that we can have. Grown-up friends aren't old. They are just experienced. Best friends? I have some best friends. I can count on my hand, I have about 5 best friends, right? What are your best friends? And friends who move away. Sometimes in life, our friends have to move. Maybe they get a new job. Maybe they get married and go somewhere new. Maybe they just go on vacation. But guess what? Don't forget that pen pals can be the great friends too. So you can write a letter to your friend, you can send a text or even an email. So you can always keep in touch with your friends even when they're far away. And of course, imaginary friends. Now, side note, if you get a little bit older and you still have imaginary friends, that's a problem. There are all kinds of things you can do with your friends. What are some things you can do with your friends? Maybe you can have a sleepover. Maybe you can go to the beach. It's always a good idea to swim with a buddy. Maybe you could go out for a walk. Maybe you can share. You can share toys. You can share activities. You can share ideas and books. Some good things to share with a friend are cookies, books, secrets, jokes, food, clothes, hopes, fears, and other friends. Maybe you can see a movie. A good friend is someone who watches a scary movie with you and tells you what is happening. So sometimes I'm watching a scary movie and I get scared and I cover my eyes. And my best friend says, "It's okay, Nick, I'll tell you what happened." That's a great best friend. Have an adventure? It's fun to try new things with a friend. Maybe going on a roller coaster ride, maybe trying some new foods. maybe go into a new city. There's so many new things you can do with your friends. And maybe just being together, just hanging out, looking at the stars, maybe just enjoying each other's company. If you just look hard enough, you can find friends everywhere. I see so many friends. You're a friend. You're a friend. You're a friend. There are friends everywhere. Maybe at home, maybe your brothers or your parents, maybe next door, your neighbor, maybe at school. Teachers can be friends too, just don't cross the line. Maybe on vacation, stay in touch with your vacation friends. Remember those pen pals. In a book, friendship is at work. Maybe at the park, you never know who you'll run into. Under your bed, maybe some toys, some gadgets, some things underneath there. And maybe yourself. Don't forget to be your own best friend. Don't forget to love yourself and tell yourself that you are awesome. A friend is someone who likes you, whom you like back. Some people have a lot of friends, some have a few friends, some just have one friend. But it doesn't matter how many friends you have. Remember, it's quality, not quantity, that counts. It's important to have friends. Friends make the good times better and the bad times easier. That's good. Will you be my friend? The end. Now, boys and girls, I hope you love that story. I hope it's exciting. I hope as you were reading it that you were thinking of all the friends that you have in your life. As I said, your friends might be your brother or sister. It could be your parents, maybe your friends at school, and even your neighbor. Or guess what? Even your pets can be your friends. So for our project today, for our challenge, all you need is a pencil and all you need is a piece of paper. And all I want you to do is to draw a picture of your favorite friend and then write a note telling your friend how much you love them. And that's our project for today. Thank you so much for joining Mr. B and Mr. B's Interactive Theater. I hope it was a good time and see you next week.